Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the program. It is exactly 8:28 a.m. South African time. We cross over to Palestine and we are going to be talking with a journalist based there, and he is Bilal Al Tamimi. We're going to be talking about the very sad and shocking news of 2-year-old Mohammed Tamimi, who was shot in the head and then eventually died of his wounds in hospital. And this was by Israeli occupation forces. And I understand that it's not only Mohammed Tamimi that has been killed, but a couple of people in that neighborhood. And the neighborhood, of course, is the Nabi Salah neighborhood that seems to be under siege. The journalist that is joining me this morning, Bilal Tamimi himself, has been shot in the wrist and he had to undergo an operation in a similar excursion by the occupiers, the Israeli occupiers, and they just seem to be bent on creating as much mayhem, murder, and atrocities on the defenseless Palestinian people. Let's understand why this latest incursion has happened upon the innocent men, women, and children of Palestine. Assalamu alaikum to you, brother Bilal Al Tamimi. Welcome to the program.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for honoring me to be on your media, and thank you for that.
We're so sorry. We are absolutely brokenhearted to hear about the death of 2-year-old Mohammed Tamimi. What a beautiful child. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. We are so saddened by this. And you yourself have been shot, and a few other people in that neighborhood, Nabi Salah. Coincidentally, they all have the surname Al Tamimi. Are you all related?
Yes, I would like to say that Nabi Saleh, the name of the village, it's mean Prophet Saleh. And yes, it's nearly 600 residents in the village, and all of us are the same family, Tamimi.
I'm so sorry that your family, your extended family, are undergoing this atrocity. How is your wrist? Are you a little better? Are you able to start, working?
I can say it's very difficult. It's very painful because the day before yesterday, I had an operation to correct the bone because it was nearly smashed in my hand. And it is very difficult to move it, as you can see here. So yes, it's till now it's painful. But of course, I will try. Even the army raided the village tonight, and I was trying to cover, but they were in hurry. I could not cover that. But of course, what's happening in the village here, we are suffering. I can't say daily. We are suffering from occupation, which is in this village since 52 years. We are under occupation since 52 years in this village. And since that time, we are, I can say, not only the village, all the Palestinian land is suffering from that. But what's happened in the night of Thursday, last Thursday, in my village, I am trying to cover since 12 or 13 years what's happened in the village. I have many videos on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page, trying to covering what's happening in the village here. But what I see last Thursday, eh, I did not see soldiers. I saw savage people. I saw human without humanity. They were targeting everything. Every life is moving in front of them. They did not allow to anyone to. Even some people were in their stores. They did not allow to them to leave their stores to go home till 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. And they were targeting, according to the small child. Yes, you said it was a very big pain for us. it is not the first time in the village. During the last 10 years, we have seven martyrs in the village during the raids of the Israeli occupation army. But as a child, for aged 2 years old, it is a very, very big pain for us. In the beginning, they tried to said that there were a shooting from a Palestinian side, and he was shot by this bullet. But in the village, we know that there were no shooting, or even no throwing stones, or no clashing, or no. And the child was in front of his house. His father was trying to take him and in the car to hide the car in a safe place when he saw the soldiers shooting in the other side of the village. But in the minute he was trying to pick the car to go in the car, they some soldiers, they were hiding in maybe about 15 meters away from him, and they know the house, they know the area, they know. But when they saw him, they target him immediately, the child and the father. And we believe he was, from the first moment, martyr, but they try to take him to the hospital to show that they have some humanity, and that they will try to help him to cover. But we know that it's not the first accident, as I told you. It's happened many times.
Absolutely. Okay, so obviously this was an unprovoked siege on this particular village, Nabi Salah. Let's understand why. And also, in terms of your situation, you are a humanitarian, you're an activist, and you, as you've said, you've been covering the atrocities in your village and Palestine as a whole for a long, long time. Do you believe that you were targeted as well, and that is why they shot you in the wrist?
Yeah, of course. It's not the first time. During this period, I was targeted many times. I was arrested maybe 4 or 5 times for a couple of days to a week during this time, but only because I was uh, filming or documenting what is happening in the village. I was targeting with a rubber bullet in my other arm. One of the times I was, they try to spread me by a pepper spray, which is either it's very harmful, that you can't see, you can't for about 2 or 3 hours. When I was filming or documenting, they target my house many times. They broke my windows, they raid my house, and you can find many videos about the raiding in my house, and arresting me, arresting my sons, arresting my wife. My wife was arrested 4 times either. My two sons, you can see the picture of them, they were arrested. One of them was arrested for 9 months, one of them, the other, was arrested for 20 months, only because we are trying to stay in our home, in our houses, in our land. So yes, I was targeted many times, trying to keep me away from documenting or showing this picture to the world.
Very much like Shireen Abu Akleh. All
Yeah,
journalists, I should imagine, activists will be targeted and continue to be targeted.
I'm sure of that. They will not allow to the Palestinian world or to the Palestinian picture to go out to the world, let the people in the world to see this picture. So what's happened with me, and what's happened to the child either, to the small child, is it the same as you can say that happened to Shireen Abu Akli. They try to said that for the child, they try to say that they did not do it in the beginning, in their first report, but in the other report they said that we are sorry to shoot some people who are not resistance, or who are not shooting against us. That means that they know that they shoot some people, they should not shoot against him. And for me, as I told you, I was targeted many times for documenting, arresting many times and everything.
Little Mohammed Tamimi's father was also shot in the shoulder. He was hospitalized as well and underwent an operation, and a few other people in your village. What do you believe the occupiers are after? Do they want to occupy that village? And by creating such mayhem and terrorizing the people of your village, hoping that you will leave so they can take over?
According to occupation, they are occupying, they are occupied all the Palestinian land. They are controlling everything. They don't want to occupy the village because it's occupied since 52 years. But what they are trying to do, that they want to evacuate the people. I can show you the settlement. It's just from my windows. It's only about 500 meters. You can see the settlement on our land, which is they occupy this land since about 40 years, and they began to build this settlement. But now they are trying to expand for this settlement, so they want to evacuate the people of this village. They want them to leave this land, so as they can control and take more and more of the Palestinian land. And this has happened in most of the Palestinian areas, not just in Nabi Saleh.
What is called sponge bombs. How much of damage do those bombs do? Are you aware of that? Because apparently Mohammed Tamimi's father was injured by a sponge bomb. Is it very deadly?
Actually, Muhammad's father, he was shot by alive ammunition.
Ah, okay.
Yes. But it was is in this area in his shoulder. So it was shot to kill. For me and my nephew either, I was on the roof of my house. My nephew either was there. We shot by this sponge bomb. I can show it to you. It is here. So it's just covered by a very small sponge layer.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
but it is plastic. It is something like plastic. It's very hard. So for me, it broke the bone. My nephew, he was shot 15 minutes before me in the same area, but they shot him in the head in this area, and there were a broke in the skull. But he was lucky that it came like just beside the skull. But if it was direct to the head, it will kill him for sure. So any kind of their weapon, they said they try to give names which is look like soft sponge bombs, rubber bullets. It's when you hear this name, you feel it's not harmful, but actually many people were shot to they were dead by these bullets or this canister or.
Finally, what are the people of your village doing? Are you going to leave the village because of this attack on you, this unprovoked attack? Because that is, in fact, what the occupiers want. Are you just going to hold out and, stand your ground? And are you getting any support at all from the Palestinian Authority?
First, for sure, we are not leaving our land. We are not leaving our house. We have a very bad experience in Naksa, which was in before 52 years. We have a very bad experience of a Nakba, the first occupied for Palestinian before 72 years either. And we saw that the Palestinian refugee in the world is not is suffering a lot in the countries they are there. So for sure we are not leaving our land, even if they want to kill us, if they want to arrest us. And you can see, you are a journalist, I'm sure that you hear every day that they are killing the, just now they are demolishing some houses near Jerusalem, and a house near Ramallah in a village called Al Mizra Al Gharbiya. They are arresting every day, they are arresting dozens of people. But that means that we will resist, will not leave our land, will not leave our houses. For the Palestinian Authority, I'm sure that Palestinian Authority is trapped by many contracts with the in the world, like Oslo Agreement, like what's happened in Aqaba last time, what's happened in Egypt. And Palestinian Authority doesn't have the ability to stand in front of the Israeli army. So for me, if you said, I can't blame the Palestinian Authority because they don't have the ability or they don't have the power to stop in the front. But we hope, our hope is in the other country in the world who especially who are supporting Israel, like United States, like Britain, like France, who are give money for the Israeli government to be more and more powerful. And we know that there are many United Nations decisions against the Israeli occupation for this country, and we hope this country will try to at least to try to force the Israeli government to obey this order or to do what's came in this order. And this is so here we can't do anything. Palestinian Authority can't have the ability. Our hope is from the other world countries.
Inshallah. Bilal Al
We
Tamimi,
hope.
that's where we leave it. Our duas and ongoing support for the Palestinian people, and our deepest sympathies for the families who've lost loved ones, very especially the family of Mohammed Tamimi. We wish you a speedy recovery, inshallah. Go well, and
Thank you.
salamu alaikum.
Thank you so much. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Inshallah.
I mean, 8:46 news and views right here on Salam Media. And of course, in a minute or two, we'll be joined by Shaheen Isup, President of South African Hajj and Umrah Council. We're going to be talking about the reopening of the Sahuk Medical Clinic in Medina, inshallah.